You ever get handed one of those perfect plans? You know, the one that's supposed to be the best practice, only to watch it completely fall apart in the real world? Yeah, it happens all the time. Today, we're going to look at a really powerful alternative to those generic one-size-fits-all solutions. It's a method that actually embraces the messiness of reality. So, let's dive in.
It really all starts with this question, doesn't it? We're so often told to just implement these solutions that were cooked up somewhere else for someone else's problem. But your team, your classroom, your company, it has its own unique quirks, its own messy reality. And that's exactly why those neat, off-the-shelf plans just don't stick.
So what's really going on here? Well, the heart of the problem is this clash between two totally different ways of thinking. Are we trying to find a single, straight line to an answer, or are we willing to learn and adjust as we go? This is the huge difference between linear and spiral thinking.
You know how traditional research usually works, right? It's like a straight line. Some expert comes up with a theory, they test it in a controlled setting, and then it gets rolled out as this general solution for everybody. It's an outside-in kind of deal, always aiming for that one universal answer. But here's the thing. Reality just isn't a straight line, is it? Okay, now let's flip that on its head and look at the action approach. This isn't a line at all. It's a dynamic learning spiral. Instead of starting out with a prepackaged answer, you start with a question right inside your own world. It's all about continuous learning and adapting from the inside out.
And when you put them side by side like this, the difference just pops. You see that big shift in the goals? Traditional research is on this hunt for the one best practice that works everywhere. But action research, it's not trying to find some universal truth. It's asking a way more practical question. What actually works for us right here and right now?
So, we've got the problem, right? These linear, off-the-shelf solutions just don't cut it. So what's the answer? Well, it's this beautifully simple and really powerful idea, the action research spiral. Let's take a look at how it actually works.
At its core, action research is pretty much what it sounds like. It is a repeating cycle, and it's designed to create real, tangible change, not in some sterile lab, but right in the middle of the complexity of your own environment. The two big keywords to remember here are cyclical and within. It's a process, not a one-time fix.
And this is the engine that drives the whole spiral. It's just 4 simple, repeatable stages. You plan something, you act on it, you observe what happens, and then you reflect on it. The critical thing to get is that this isn't a checklist you just do once and you're done. No way. The end of one cycle is the starting line for the next, smarter one.
All right, so let's peel back the layers and really dig into each of these 4 stages, because understanding how they all connect, that's the real key to making the spiral work for you.
First up, you plan. Now listen, this is not about creating some massive 5-year strategic document. Nope, it's about identifying one small, specific, totally manageable change you want to test out. So let's say a teacher wants to boost engagement. Instead of overhauling the whole curriculum, maybe they just decide to try a new 10-minute warm-up activity for 1 week. That's it. That's the plan. Next, you act. This one's the simplest to understand, but honestly, it can be the hardest one to actually do. You just do it. You put the plan into motion. So our teacher, they introduced that new warm-up activity every single day for that week, just like they planned. You're basically running the experiment live, in the real world. Okay, so while you're acting, you're also observing, and this just means you're paying really close attention. What's happening? What are the results? Both the ones you expected and maybe some surprises. For our teacher, this could be as simple as jotting down some notes on which students are participating, or maybe doing a quick informal poll with the class at the end of the week. The goal here is to capture what is actually happening, not just what you were hoping would happen. And finally, the last stage. You reflect. This is where the real learning kicks in. You look at everything you observed and you ask, so what worked, what didn't? And most importantly, why? Our teacher might realize, hey, the activity worked great for most of the kids, but it seemed to confuse a few. And the answer to that why question, that becomes the foundation for the plan in your next cycle. Maybe next week's plan is just to tweak the instructions a little bit, see how it works.
And just like that, with one small loop, our teacher has gone from just having a problem to actively building a better solution from the ground up. So you can see, this isn't just some abstract theory from a textbook. This is a practical tool. It's a catalyst for you to create change that is designed by you, for you. It really empowers you to become the researcher in your own reality.
You know, if there is just one big idea to take away from all of this, it's this one right here. That endless search for the perfect prepackaged solution, it's a distraction.
The real power comes from taking a small step, learning from it, and building momentum. So really, stop searching and just start your first spiral.
And that, of course, leads us to the final, and honestly, the most important question of all. What's one small problem or frustration you're facing right now? What's one simple plan you could put into action to try and fix it? What is the first small cycle that you could start today, maybe even this afternoon?